Let's see today the email notifications that are sent to users from inside a quiz. By default, just the first one in this list is sent, and is sent just to the student, not to the teacher. And also is going to be sent in the case that we have selected here in the quiz configuration, we selected this little box for the quiz open date. So if we select this, we set it up in the footer, and then we create our quiz with this setting, then this email notification in red is going to be delivered to the student. Apart from this one, we have other email notification from that could be sent from the quiz that are these, but those notifications could just potentially be sent because in order to be sent, they need to be set up by configure and by an admin or by a teacher. And the way to configure them will be to allow the permissions that we see here in yellow for the role that for each of the roles that we see here. There are 3 that could be sent to student, and there is 1 that could be sent to the teacher. About this 4, just to mention that the last one, sometimes people get confused with the last one because it's a warning when your quiz attempt become overdue while a student is taking the quiz. If the student is not taking the quiz, then the notification is not going to be, the email notification will not be sent. And let's see now the way in which we can configure all this inside the site. As an admin, we have, as any user, we have here the access to the notification preferences page. And here we can see that we have the quiz, and also as a teacher, we have access in the same place. Here we can see a difference between the teacher and the admin in the available quiz notifications. And that means that, as we see here, the only one that is, as we mentioned before, the only one that is sent by default is the quiz open soon. But the admin, apart from this one, is seeing a lot of others, like 4 other notifications. And that means that these other are available in the system, but are not available for the users to receive them, because they need to be, as we mentioned before, they need to be set up by changing the permissions. We are going to see now how to change those permissions in different levels in order to allow the user to receive these notifications that are not sent by default. And I have here a little text that is going to show how can we change this permission, that we could do a 4 levels. It could be a site level, a course, activity, or user levels. Let's start with the site level. The only user that can configure one of these notifications to be sent at site level is the admin, because the teacher doesn't have access to those permissions. Let's, for example, configure that my admin is going to set up the site in order for the teachers to receive a notification whenever their students submit a quiz. Is this one. We are going to set up, as an admin, we are going to go and set up this, or its teacher to receive this email. In order to do that, we can go to the site users define roles, and then we are going to do that for the teacher to receive the notification. We edit the teacher role, we go here, let's find quiz, and here we find the notification. Is this one, the first one? No, is the third one here? Sorry. Anyway, is this one? And is as you see, is not set, so we just need to change it to allow. And when we change it to allow, then our teacher automatically will start receiving the notifications when a student submit any quiz in any of the courses where the teacher is a teacher. Apart from that, also the user are going to start seeing the notification here under the quiz section in the notification preferences page. And that means that they will be able to enable or disable it. So let's save the changes and let's refresh here just to make sure it's here, you see. So we have this notification already enabled, and because we have enabled it at a site level, as we mentioned here, that means that this notification is going to be sent to all the teachers in all the site. That is and then once this is enabled, the teacher, as you see here, have the option, if they want, they could come here and disable it, because the admin didn't block them from disabling the notification. The admin could also block them. That in order for the admin to block them, the admin then will need to go to this page, users. No, messaging. Let's find it here in notification settings, and we find the notification that was this one. We find it here, and then we could, if we want, we could lock the user here. So we disable it. It is disabled, and we lock it. And locking it means the user then will not be able to enable it. So let's see if I refresh now after this change, after this lock. If I refresh here, as I see now, I still can. Student quiz submissions, notification. I have to save the changes, sorry. If I save the changes here, and I refresh here as a teacher, now as you see is locked. That means that my admin have blocked the teacher from disable, well, actually in this case from enabling this permission that is disabled by default. But I don't want to do that. Let's allow the teacher to decide if they want this notification or they don't want it. This is a nice way to enable this, because that way your teacher will, as we mentioned, will decide. Apart from this, let's see the other levels that we have in the list and how could we enable this just for one course. Once we go to the course level, then the teacher role is already available to do the changes, not just the admin. It could be done by the admin or by a teacher. So let's go now as a teacher here, and let's say we want to, well, before we had to disable this permission. Let's see, we had to disable the chain we did at a site level, because if we don't roll back the changes we did here, then this is going to affect the lower level, like the course level. So we need to go back here. It was this one, we set it up to allow, so now we roll back to not set and save changes. And now, yes, as a teacher, we go into the next level, to the course level, and see how a teacher can decide if he wants this same permission that we mentioned to be available for all the teachers in the course. So then, and that means that the teacher in the course will receive the notification when any of the students submit a quiz. So in order to do that, the teacher had to go to participant, then permissions, and then here let's find search by mail and quiz, and let's find receive notification when your students do quiz submission. So we just have to add the teacher role here. As we saw before, this notification of your student quiz is a notification that is for the teacher, is not for the student. So let's allow this permission to the teacher inside the course, inside this specific course. And now once we do that, then all the teachers in the course will receive the email if the students submit a quiz. But let's say that my teacher doesn't want that to happen for all the quizzes. Let's say that the teacher wants this to happen just for one of the quizzes in the course, for example, quiz 2. So in order to see how the teacher can do that, let's first roll back here, disable this, because as we mentioned before, a higher level is going to affect a lower level. So a course permission chain will affect the permission inside an activity. But now we roll back, so we are here as a teacher and we want this email to be sent just to user who submit this quiz number 2. So then we go into the quiz, we go here in permission, and we do the same. We search by mail, and then we add the teacher role here. And that is the way that we do at activity level. Let's roll back because we want to keep going with the next level, that is going to be the user level. Well, the user level is more complex because that we could create a new role as an admin because a teacher cannot create roles. And after creating that role, we could then assign this role to users in the site in different levels. Like an admin could assign the user as site level. Could assign this role to an user as site level, or a teacher or an admin could assign that role to a new user enrolled in a course, or they could assign the role inside an activity. But this is more complex. I don't want to complicate things too much here, because with this setup that we already have here for this capability, for this permission to receive emails, the teachers in the site, if we set it up at system level, as we explained before in the video, the teachers at a system level have the option to enable the notification either by web or by email to receive that email. So if a teacher wants the email, because this permission, not every teacher will want to have it, because if a teacher have a lot of students and every time they submit a quiz, an email will be sent to the teacher that could saturate the inbox of the teacher. Not in all the cases, all the teachers need all these emails. If the teacher have not too many students and they want to get a warning when a student submit a quiz, then yes, they can come here and just enable the email here, or they could also enable the web here. The web is this, the notification are sent in this little bell here, and this is making the trick, so we don't need to go into creating new roles and all this for specifically for this um, email. It could be done for other things, but it may not be needed for this.